London Hot Radio.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How's everybody doing? Hey, Sin's back.
Not for long.
Not for long, eh? Not for long, he says. Why does it come up like that, eh? London Hot Radio just went live. Yeah, guys, I hope you're having a great, great, great day. I'm telling you, it's really nice out there, you know. I'm just like taking my time, strolling slowly. Slowly getting to the radio station. Okay, hot out there, man. But I hope everybody's having a good day also. Big up Al Mac, he was on earlier. Great show again, once again, Al Mac. Big up yourself. Gonna give you the latest some news from Errol. Big up yourself. Okay. Yep, sorry, I keep getting messages flashing up now in my thing. No, no, no. Yeah, so give you some news here, guys. I do want to touch a little bit on the where are we? You know what? You see, like this time of year, gas and electric, yeah, they're on a steady. It's not too much. You don't have to be paying too much out. I'm kind of glad because I'm with utility warehouse, and normally I would do pay as you go, and I found that the pay as you go, it was costing me so much for gas and electric. I now decided to go on direct debit, and you know what? Hey, I can't believe it. My bill was like 36 pounds, and that's for gas and electric, you know. Take into account it is kind of summertime, but however, there has been a few cold nights where we've had to put the heating on. Also, we're you constant hot water, and I'm telling you, we're washing. You know what I mean? We're using a washing machine. Sometimes all the tap are run. Sometimes a lot of electricity is burning. Yeah, we use a lot of electric, a lot of gas, and a lot of water. You know what I mean? For cooking, you know, cleaning and so forth. But I was so glad when I saw the bill. I couldn't believe it. So, and that was for the whole month, and that was 30. Sorry, I'm just trying to look for it here. 36 and mash. Put it that way. But to me, that's good. That's good. So, gonna see how that goes because, as I said, I haven't been on direct debit for gas and electric for a good number of years now because the when I was on it, the bills were terrible, and it was like, what, 400 quid for that? No way. So I mean, I decided to go on to pay as you go, and I've been on pay as you go for at least over several years now. But now we've gone back onto direct debit, so we're going to see how that goes. But you can this is Martin, money saving expert Martin Lewis, founder Martin Lewis, editor in chief Marcus, and so sorry, yeah, money saving expert founder Martin Lewis, editor in chief Marcus Herbert. So comparing household bills, he's got really good little some good little information here. So comparing your household bills. So use our tools to get the best deals wherever. That's for your energy, mobile and broadband bills. So you can use Martin Lewis's calculator. Once you go onto his page, you know there's loads of different buttons that you can press on. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of it now, but right, let's look at this. So I've just clicked on to one of the buttons. So it's weekly email. So you can get weekly emails with update on, it's called the Cheap Energy Club. So you can get updates on, you know, important information regarding your household bills, regarding your gas, electric, whatever. You know, some people are maybe credit cards, loans, whatever. There's a lot of information there, and there's a lot of breakdown. price cap information that you can get, which is really good because you can compare using a calculator. Um, Take into account when you are with various different, whether it's on your gas and or electric, if you're with Utility Warehouse, or you may be with Scottish Power. It depends, I think, because I was speaking to a lady who's with Scottish Power, and she says that her energy bills are always cheap. I've been with Scottish Power before, and it didn't work out that well for me. So I don't know if it depends on where you're living. I don't know. It's the mind boggles. It's very mind boggling. But also take into account, guys, if you're gas and electric, if you have an elderly person living in your household or a young child, you are entitled to certain benefits within the gas and electric tariffs. So they call it a high, what them call the word again? It's like high priority. So if you've got young children living there, it's a priority. You cannot be without your gas and electric. If you've got an old person, a senior citizen living also with you, they need the heating, they need water, so they're classed as high priority, and you can get money knocked off your bills because of those things that they've got set in place, which is really good. So they call it a high priority. I'll look up the name and find it, but as far as it goes, it's called high priority. But they do use another name, right? So they have Cheap Energy Club. So you can compare, as I said, you can compare your household bills. Use our tools to get the best deals wherever, and you can get as much information as you can from them. You can get help with your household bills. Want to cut the costs? Take a look at our money saving tips and tricks, because there's so many tips and tricks that we are not aware of. So is it time to fix your energy or stay on the price cap? Learn how to check. So there's a calculator there. Let me click onto that one. So I've just clicked into it, and it's got like so this was updated on the 9th of June 2026. And this is by Claire Carlisle. She's the editor for this. Senior Energy and Utilities Analysis. Edited by Andrew Capstick. And it was updated on the 9th of June 2026. So average annual energy bills will rise by 13% on the 1st of July. Right? For those on standard price capped tariffs, most households, yet wholesale energy prices have sparked recently, and there aren't many cheap fixes. So should you stay on the price cap or move to a fixed deal? So we've helped you to decide if fixed is the right for you. So you can analyze. So it says how to check if it's worth fixing your energy. Now I'll click on that. Right, so once you click on that, it asks you to register, or if you're with the MSE Credit Club, you can log in. So it doesn't take long to register. Once you click on there, you're just registering for MSE. That's an MSE account, lets you log in to the app, as well as MSE Credit Club and Cheap Energy Club. The forum still has separate login for now. So you can register. You're going to put your first name and your last name, email address. You'll create a password. There are two where I accept money saving, the terms and conditions. Make sure you read the small print, because you see sometimes people don't read the small print and they get themselves into a lot of trouble there. So we'll come off of that. So if you're interested in how the price crap how the how the price cap works, check it out. You get, as I said, you also get weekly email updates. So almost every household, we've got a little, let me read this. If you're not on a fixed, you're almost certainly on a price cap tariff. So that's what you need to compare against. Almost every household is currently on a standard tariff. Now there is a button there that you can click on where it says standard tariff, right? I'm not going to click it. With prices directed by the energy price cap. So for a household with a typical usage, paying by direct debit, it's currently set at 1,641 a year. Yeah. So this is set to rise to £1,862 from £1,862 a year from the 1st of July. So look at that big jump. But remember, the cap is not a cap on how much you pay. It only limits standard charges and gas and electric unit rates. There's another button, see price cap, questions and answers. For a full info, you can also click on that. For a full info or see full region by region rates. So it is by region, isn't it? So that's what I always say, you know, it depends on what area you're living in. Gone are the days where you could think, okay, all right then, everyone's charged the same. It's like the council tax, you know, it depends on the band that you're in. Obviously it looks like it's the region because it's full region by region rate in our price cap rates guide, right? So there's also another, I'm going to click it and see, right? So it comes up with the energy price cap unit rates and standard charges. So here are the average unit rates for dual fuel customers paying by direct debit under the energy price cap. Now it's got direct debit, what are the average standard charges and unit rates for gas and electric. Now it's got a little information here. Current energy price cap rates 1st of April to 30th of June 2026. And then it's got, so that's the current one, and it's got so it's got 2 rows, guys. So that's the current row I've just read. So the new energy price cap rates from the 1st of July to the 30th of September 2026. And it's got, there's a lot of information, guys. Sometimes it's kind of better you have a look at it yourself, you know. It's always good to do your own research, because that way you're finding out exactly what you need to know. Because it's got a lot of jargon here. So it's unit rate 5.74 pence per kilowatt hour. So standard charge per day is 29.09p. So that's 29.09p per day. So that's 29p at 0.00, yeah. And then you've got the new, that was the old route, the old rate. Sorry, that's the current one that we've got now. So that's going to change, yeah, by the 1st of July. And then we've got the unit rate 7.33p per kilowatt. So it's going to, okay, so it's going to, see, for some reason it drops. And as the information is given, it depends on your region. So it's got prices vary by region. See regional direct debit rates and other charges for the 1st of July to the 30th of September 2026. And it's got a lot of information, guys. It's got so much information there. It's a good read. How much energy do you use? So there's a lot of so there's on here, it's got what region do you live in? The price cap varies slightly by region. Select your region. Let me see something, yeah. Go for London, because you've got So you've got East of England, East Midlands, London, and there's a calculator. Let's give it a test, guys. Calculate. Okay. Right, so it comes up in red. So it's obviously asking you what to put in. So if you're electric only, enter. So if you've electricity only, enter 0 in the annual gas usage box. Enter 0. Right, I'm not going to go through all of that shenanigan. But guys, I'm just telling you, it's a good idea if you can have a look. Let me enter 0 and see what happens, yeah? So I'm putting 0 in the gas. And I'm going to put also 0 in the electric. Let's see what comes up. Okay, now let me change it. So let's put 0 in the annual gas. I think I'm doing it wrong here. 7.5. Okay. 4.2. Just see how this works out. Okay, so here's an estimate. Right, what I did, guys, I just put like random in. So I put 7.2 in the electric, and I put 7.5 just to get just to see how it works. So current April to June, so that would work out to £270 a year. And that's for the current April to June. The new July to September, I did put and then it works out 270, so it would kind of stay the same. But guys, I just randomly put numbers in. So how they've worked it out here, so current annual equivalent cost £270, and the new, remember I just put random numbers in, and the new one, it also stays at £270. The monthly cost would be £23 on current. Monthly cost on the new, so the new is from July the 1st to September 2026, so that also works out at £23. The weekly cost currently works out £5, and the monthly cost, and weekly cost on the new works out at £5. That was only because I put the random numbers in, guys. So that's how simple the calculator. I'm just giving you an idea of how simple the calculator is, and it gives you all the information that you need. So some of the time I think what you have to do is stand. So example, there's another one here. Let me see this. I'll tell you, when I'm at home, I sit down and I fiddle about with different stuff and try different things out. But guys, give it a try. So that's the energy price cap unit, rates and standard charges. I sat down this morning and I thought I really need to, give you guys an update of how it's going with the energy prices, because no matter what, really, we still want to have a balance on our gas and electric. What's this? Yeah. So give it a try, guys. And the list goes on. It's got like different areas. For example, Northern Scotland, 7.23 per kilowatt, standing charge 29.22 per day. Okay, but yeah, sometimes if also if you're reading something and you're not sure, I remember my lecturer used to say to me when I was at uni, Google it. So a lot of the time, if I'm not sure of something, I'll go to the Google or ChatGPT or whoever, you know what I mean? And you get the right information. Also, it depends which one you're using. So it's also got another box. How do you pay for your energy? Please select how you pay for your energy. So it gives you a lot of information before you start working out the annual gas usage via the calculator that they have. It's It's very interesting, guys. It's very interesting, and you can find out a lot of information. So I've come out back out of the price cap rates guide now. The price cap will rise by 13% on July the 1st. So the most important thing to understand is that the price cap tariffs are variable and the price changes every 3 months in line with the cap. So when considering if it's worth switching to a fixed deal, you'll need to look at what's expected to happen over the course of the next year. Now there is a button there, what I've just read, over the course of the next year, and it's come up with this page. How will energy prices charge while they're changing? Okay. What will happen to the energy price cap in 2026? This is by Claire Carlisle, edited by Claire Carlisle, senior energy and utility analyst, edited by Andrew Capstick. So this is the same guide. Do you know what? Sometimes you come out of it and then you find you've gone back into different ones, but it's quite simple, guys. It's just a matter of reading the guides. There's a lot of headings here. So these got how will the energy price cap change. Let's just scroll down. The further out the prediction is, the more clearest ball gazing it is. So they've got an assessment period. Let's see this. Bear in mind, the further out you go, the more crystal ball gazing and subject to change. The predictions are each price cap is based on 3 months assessment period. Now there's an assessment, it says assessment period which ends roughly 6 weeks before each new cap takes effect. Where it's got it's got a button there, literally, when it says assessment period. Now I'm going to click on that button and it takes me over to a page. What is the energy price cap? The energy price cap, which controls what most households pay for energy. Right, so that's taking you there. You'd have to obviously scroll down. Who's the energy? Right, so it's got a quick check. I am on an energy price cap. So answer a couple of quick questions quickly. We'll tell you whether you're on a cap tariff. So it's got a little section here, step 1 of 4. So who's your energy supplier, for example? If you have separate suppliers, first check your electricity, then your gas. You can click on the button and it's got a number of suppliers come up. 100 Green, British Gas, Co-op Energy, EDF, E.ON, Fuse, Good Energy. There's so many of them. London Power, Octopus, Scottish Power, Tulu Energy, Utility Warehouse, and other. So once you've clicked on that button, you type in, you click on the button and you click on your energy supplier. So let me click on Utility Warehouse. And then it says, sorry, I just got a message come up there. Oh God, guess who it's from? Okay. So once you, oh God, it's not moving. Let's get rid of you. So right, I've clicked on Utility Warehouse. Then it's got a button to say continue. Do you know the exact name of your energy tariff? You'll find it on a recent bill or in your online account. It's usually something like standard variable or fix and save February 2026. So there's a button highlighted, it says yes, I know it. There's another button that you can click on, and if you're not sure, no, I'm not sure. So once you've clicked that, right, so you click that, scroll back down, energy price and it takes you to another energy price cap calculator. Right. And then, guys, it's a good idea for you to go and look because I could be here all day. But it's, it's really, really good information and it's good to have a look at. As I said, there's an assessment period. So during this period, Ofgem will look at the wholesale price and other costs, including a cap, to decide whether the rates and standard charges should be the next price cap period. For example, the October 2026 price cap is based on the assessment period from the 19th of May 2026 to the 18th of August 2026. Because this assessment period has just started, it's just started, sorry. Yeah, so because this assessment period has just started, so forecasts now are early estimates and could shift significantly. So after that, it becomes guesswork. As we aren't anywhere near the assessment period for future caps, and as we've seen the past, things can change rapidly. And guys, once you go on that page, you can find out a lot of information there. What is the average standard charge? And it depends on, so it gives you a lot of information. Guys, check it out, please do. Switching is easy. It shows you how to switch if you want to change your energy suppliers. How to switch your energy, compare deals, understand the right and save on your energy. So this is from Claire Carlisle, Senior Engineer and Utility Analysis. It was also edited by Andrew Capstick and it was updated on the 10th of March 2026. Traditionally, switching your energy deal was the best way to cut your bills. But with the recent energy crisis, savings aren't anywhere near what they used to be. Yet deals are returning, and for some it could be worth considering switching. It also has a guide, guys. So energy switching back. Switching's easy. Check your suppliers. Check specialist deals. You have a 14-day cooling off period. That's another button that you can click on. Rating on electricity only. Prepay, you can still switch. So even if you're on a prepaid meter guide, you can still switch. Already on a fix. What if something goes wrong? Energy savings. So let me click on what if something goes wrong, because this is the thing that we really, really worry about. Right, so what if something goes wrong? While most energy switching should be fairly smooth, problems can happen occasionally when you do not expect it. So if you do experience an issue with your provider or while switching, there are a number of rules in place to protect you. So I had a switching problem. You may be entitled to automatic compensation. Right. What you get depends on the problem, but automatic compensation is available for the following issues. So here's one of the issues. I'll read a few of them out, guys. So if your switching takes longer than 5 working days to complete, compensation. If your supply takes longer than 6 weeks to send your final bill, if your supplier takes longer than 10 working days after your final bill to issue a credit refund. So if you are switching to another supplier by mistake, okay, you'll usually get £40. Usually get £40 for each issue you experience. And while the compensation should be automatic, the suppliers can only pay you if you can identify the issue in the first place. So if you think you're eligible contact your supplier to make a claim. As part of Ofgem supplier guarantee, standard or performance, you should be paid any compensation within 10 working days. If your supplier fails to do so, it'll have to pay you an extra £40. So you'll be in the money. You also get compensation for some smart meter issues. Okay, so if you're having issues with your smart meter or its installation, you'll be eligible for automatic compensation from the 23rd of February. You can find out more details in Smart Meter Guide. Now, where it says Smart Meter Guide, I've literally clicked on the word, because that is also a button. So once you click on there, it takes you to the information that all the information you need to find out. You have to wait more than 6 weeks for an appointment to have a smart meter installed. Your smart meter installation appointment fails due to faults within the supplier's control. These are the section headings, guys. So you report an issue with your smart meter to the energy supplier, and it does not provide you with... Oh, God. Sorry about that. So it doesn't provide you with a resolution plan within 5 working days. So there's a lot of information here, guys. I think that's why it's making me yawn, because I'm reading and reading. Can I switch with smart meters? Will mine go dumb? So some people think, because they've got a smart meter, they're on a smart meter, and they think, oh, if they switch, is it going to cause a problem? Or do we have to take time off work for someone to come and put in a new meter because you now want to switch to direct debit? No, the switch happens automatically from their end. You don't need to change anything, you don't need to do anything, it's just a clean switch. So yes, yeah, there's a lot, guys, there's so much information here. Please, please, please do take a peek at it. Right, and there's also quick questions. How do I know if my smart meter will go dumb? We got that one. And there's a button that you can click on. I've got an old meter. How do I get them to upgrade? I've got an old meter. So this information says the plan is for all smart meters. So 1 meter to be remotely upgraded with software to allow them to meet the SMETS2 specification and to be connected to the central network. So it's all done remotely. So government-backed data communications company, that's DCC, which is responsible for putting the installation in the underpins. Right, anyway, guys, please, please go ahead and read it. How do I get a free smart meter? Okay, because you know we are renting them, guys. Okay. So I've jumped back out of that smart meter guide. So you usually can be billed for energy use more than a year. So you usually can't be billed for energy use more than a year ago. So if anything's gone from a year ago, they're not going to bill you for it. That's once you've done the swap, because it's, as you know, it's a new supply that you're going with. However, since 2018, energy firms are not allowed to bill for energy use more than 12 months ago, as long as it's not your fault that you've not paid the right amount of money. This includes if the firm has used estimate to bill you rather than actual meter readings, and there's a discrepancy. See, that's always the problem, because when you're having to read your own meter, sometimes you might read it wrong, because you know, I mean, even though they guide you through, but you will still wonder to yourself, am I reading it right? Anyway, guys, there's So under regulation, off gems, safety net rules, when a supplier fails a new one, right, so a new one is appointed to take over, and once it does, you'll usually be moved onto its standard tariff, which follows Ofgem's energy price cap. However, you feel free to switch away with the existing fees once your new account is set up. So to make sure you do a comparison check to check if there are any cheaper once this is done. Right, and there's a safety net, so it says safety net. Right, guys, you know we're live. I hope you're having a great Sunday on London Hot Radio. I'm Lady J, live here on London Hot Radio, keeping you up with all the happenings. What happens if your energy supply goes bust? So that's always a worry as well. So if your supplier goes bust, goes out of business, Ofgem's safety net will ensure that you'll always have good energy supplier. This guide explains what to do, what to expect if it happens. So if your energy supplier goes bust, don't panic. You'll be moved to a new supplier and you won't be cut off in the meantime. Our guide, so they've got a guide there, guys. There's lots of information there. Our guide is here. If your business energy supplier goes bust. Yes, I do. Is that sparkling water? I thought it was beer, because I don't drink beer unless it's Guinness and oh, thank you. Wow, I like that. Thank you, DJ Sin. Right, so if your supplier goes bust, take a meter reading, sit tight and don't switch. You'll continue to move to a chosen supplier if you already haven't switched. So have a switch in progress. So if your energy, oh here we are, if your business energy supply goes bust, so I'm going to click on that. Right, so you'll take a meter reading, wait for Ofgems to appoint a new supplier. So once you've done the meter reading, what? Sit tight, don't switch. Okay. Your new supplier will soon contact you. Okay, so they say it's left in their hands. So your new supplier will soon contact you to explain how they will take on your account. So this will include any direct debits, okay. So if you've already had a switch in progress, you'll continue to move to your chosen supplier. Wait for Ofgems to appoint a new supplier. That heading, you don't need to do anything. Your suppliers won't be disrupted, and it should only take a few days, up to the maximum of 14 days. Ofgem's safety net will protect your supplier. You won't notice anything is different. If Ofgem finds you a new supplier, your new supplier will contact you directly. Alright guys, so there's a lot of information there. Will my supply be cut off? No. Your business energy supply won't be disrupted. Another heading, who will choose my new business energy supplier? And it's got the information there. Who will choose it? As you know, Ofgem, in exceptional circumstances, Ofgem and government may ask the court to appoint an administrator to run your existing supplier if it gets into financial difficulties, rather than move you to a new one. This is known as special administration regime. Okay. What happens if an administrator takes over my supply? Right, so I'm not going to go into too much. Switching to another deal. You can also click on that button, guys. There's so many buttons to click and it takes you through a barrage of questions and answers. So, yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of information there. So I've given you an update basically of what's happening. So don't forget the price cap will rise by 13% on the 1st of July. That's like weeks away. So let's sit tight, guys, and see what's happened. Let me go back. So that's all the household bills, gas and electric and water. It's got information here, broadband and TV. Oh, just a few moments, they're updating the feed. Okay, it's here. Cheap broadband deals. Okay, so cheap broadband deals. 7 million households are likely overpaying for broadband as cost rockets with prompt deals end. So you're only out of contact. So you're only okay. So if you're out of contract, check now to see if you can save hundreds a year. Switching your broadband comparison tool helps you to compare broadband lines and TV deals. Right, guys, so it's got a little red button there that you can click on, find out how to save. It comes up with a little feedback. You can write a review once you've gone over there. So compare broadband deals includes 37 of the biggest firms plus specialist deals we found or arranged. So see who we do and don't compare. Right, that's very interesting. So switching broadband providers, what you need to know. So broadband customers typically pay £40 to £60 a month if they're out of contract, but you can slash the cost by pouncing on a short-lived promo deal. What's that? Short-lived promo deal. Okay, so you'd have to. So it includes 37 of the biggest firms plus special deals. So enter your postcode to compare the best deals in your area. Let me see where I go on. Yeah, so let's see. Let's just see. I'm just testing it, guys, because I haven't tested. Okay, so improve the accuracy of your results. To get more accuracy results, please select the address below. So it's got, if not, we'll show you broadband deals available by your postcode. So I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to check here because it still has come up with some information. So you've got enter your postcode and select your address for more accuracy. So they can make it a bit more accurate. I've just given them a postcode, and this is with Vodafone 5G broadband. I might have to enter the postcode. Anyway, so it says £14.46 equivalent monthly cost. The equivalent monthly cost adds in the current £16 a month price. So that's dropped. A price rise to £19.50 on the 1st of April 2027. A price rise to £23 a month on the 1st of April 2028. So it's giving you the price rises here, guys, and then subtract from the total cost £100 reward from Vodafone. Okay, right. So it's got guys, it's got so much information here. So much information. I'm not going to read all of it. Sky full fiber 150. Sky new customers 150 megabytes expected to spend £24 a month. Okay. Right. Well, listen, guys. There's just so much information on the Martin Lewis, and you've got PlusNet. They're charging £20 a month. So you got Sky is at £19.67. Very interesting. Yeah, so guys, there's a lot of read here. You've got Virgin, £20, 20.99 equivalent monthly. Get a deal. There's different buttons that you can click on. Plusnet, BT Fibre, One Stream. Guys, it's got like a list of all different ones, and it's also got the questions and answers, so you can compare your monthly bills on that. What's this one? Okay, it's also got information on claim and reclaim. Act now to reclaim missold car finance. At the moment, they're doing a lot of compensation for missold cars in 2021, going back even further. So guys, it's a good idea to check that out. If you knew you had a car on finance, you can reclaim your money back for that. And there is a calculator. Everything's on a calculator at the moment, so there is a calculator for that. Use our free tool to make a claim. So it's got a list of things that you need to do. Compare and reclaim needs to know. We've got everything you need to know about claiming and reclaiming, including reclaiming payday and other bad credit loans, reclaiming missold guarantor loans, PPI group legal claim, had a PPI payout, now claim the tax back, and it's got student loan overpayment. So there's a calculator for everything, my dears. So if you feel that you've been missold and anything at all, please, you can check it out. Another one of the PPI banking and financial reclaim. That's also got information on reclaiming. So there's also a reclaiming tool, and you can check it out. What is the new PPI claim about? 8 key needs to know. How to join the PPI group claim. Read our guide for full info. So a lot of the time you need to read the information and the small print just to be on the safe side, and it's got information how this works. We think it's important that you understand the strengths and the limitations of the site, so it's got information there regarding what you need to do. Another button I've clicked on, they're updating the feed. Thank you. Compare the best current accounts today. So we run through the top current account, including the switching bonuses, for long-term rewards, for saving interest, and for insurance. So there's different ones there. Banking and savings that your needs to know. So looking to learn more about banking and saving, we've got guides on all the important topics, including top saving accounts, top cash ISAs for 2026 to 2027, stocks and shares ISAs, top digital and app-based bank accounts, pension needs to know. Everybody's kind of worried about their pensions at the moment. There is also a button there to find out anything you would like to find out. Pensions need to know. Key points for retirement saving. This report is Amy Roberts and Rose Hamilton, and it's been edited by Ben Slater, and it's been updated 12th of May 2026. So the heading reads, saving for your retirement is critical. Many of us typically only work for 45 years out of an 85-ish year lifespan. So that work income needs to cover those non-working years. Pensions, also to have a big superpower tax relief, means the government tops up your pension pot, and if you're employed, your employer often must do the same, resulting in a hidden pay rise. So we talk you through it and the things you should know. So my eyes are going like this, guys, because I'm thinking, oh, there's so much information there. So there are 3 types of pension. There is, listen, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one bugger button for click pun. You can consolidate your pensions. At the moment, everyone should have received from roundabout from last year information how to round up all your pension, because you know you may work at one place. Even though it follows you, it's a good idea to kind of calculate, do the roundup to see if there's anything that's strayed. Because I mean, over the years, sometimes you work at one place for a year, you work at another place for maybe 6 months. So it's a good idea to find out how safe is your pension and what you can find out how to round it up. Superpower 3 salary sacrifices people make. Superpower the hidden pay rise. Let's see that. Everybody wants a pay rise, don't they? Let's see what that says. Pension superpower 2, the hidden pay rise. If your employer, your firm must contribute to, okay, the hidden pay rise is pension, superpowered by law. Employees aged 22 to 67 earning over £10,000 are automatically enrolled into a pension. If other words, you are opt-in to contributing without being asked, which is a good thing, as it pushes people into good financial behaviour. And critically, if you opt in, your employer must contribute to for your money purchase pension. The minimum contribute. The menu, okay, 8% on earnings between £6,240 and 50,000. Okay. Right. And the employer must contribute a minimum of 3% points. Of that, meaning you should pay 5% through some contributes. More, this is a huge boon. It means it pays you to move. Okay. So for example, if you pay £100 into your pension, the employer adds £60. So that's a total of 160 total guide. Okay. Guys, if you get a chance to read this, please do. It's a good read. I don't want to be banging on too much because it's a good idea. I get a lot of information and I, talk to a lot of people, and what I have learnt, that people will say things and they'll say, oh, try this and try that, try this out, try that out. But it's always a good idea. Once they've given you those tools, you take those tools and you yourself do your own research. Yeah? Because it helps you to understand it a bit more. Because sometimes when people are talking about, say, price, say, for example, if you want to change your bank, and somebody may say, oh, if you change your bank to such and such, you get like a £50 welcome bonus, or from £5 to 50, from £5 to £50 bonus if you change, if you get your wages paid in. Some banks are, they say, yeah. Especially, for example, what's the name of that bank? Monzo. If your wages are paid into Monzo, you get a £5 bonus. If you introduce someone else to Monzo, you get between £5 and £50. I think it works out that way. But take into account Monzo is an online bank. They are a good bank. I've heard they're quite good. I've been doing a bit of research on them. And also, if your wages are paid on, for example, on the 26th of June, you will get your wages paid in a day before. I don't know how they do it, but a lot of people are talking about it, doing that switch to get their wages a day early. Don't know if it makes a difference. I suppose it does, but it's the same thing, isn't it? Once you get it, it's all gone. Once you get it, If you get it early, that means if you've got direct debits that you've got to pay that are going to be coming out on the 25th, you still only can pay a certain, you can still only touch a certain amount of the money. Now, when you're seeing all that money and none of your direct debits ain't come out, sometimes you get a bit like, oh my God, yeah, I've got money now. I'm going to go and buy this. I'm going to go and buy that. So take into account, if you get your money early, if you switch banks and you get money early a day before, remember to be alert and not to overspend. Yeah, don't spend off that mortgage money or that rent money or that council tax, or they'll have your guts for garters. Right, guys. Yeah. So yeah, I gave you a lot of information there. People keep asking me, "Oh, can you talk a bit more about Martin Lewis?" I said, "Can you watch him on TV when he comes on?" But yeah, I don't mind giving the information, pointing you in the right direction, guys. But it's a good idea to have the tool on your phone. You get weekly updates. You get a lot of information. You get deals. You've got mortgage, homes, travel, insurance, deals on shopping, income and budgeting, students. Or you get all categories, guys. So it's a good idea. Banking and saving, as we've already done all that. So it's a good idea. Let me go back to the home. So it's a good idea to have a look for yourself and see what you can find out. Wow. I'm almost coming to the end of my show. Let me see. I did have a little bit of sorry guys, I had to touch on that because it's really important. Right, so child killer Kyle Bevan looked asleep after stabbing at HMP Wakefield prison. Sorry guys, drink some. Okay, so child killer Kyle Bevin, looked asleep after stabbing at HMP Wakefield prison, officer tells murder trial. So jurors at Leeds Crown Court were shown a CCTV footage of 3 inmates who emerged from the victim's cell displaying something of a satisfied job done mood, according to the prosecutions. This news is Thursday the 11th of June 2026 at 20:47 UK. This is Sky News. So Kyle Bevan was stabbed to death at HMP Wakefield. So Mark Fellows 45, Lee. So we got Mark Fellows 45, Lee Newell 57, and David Taylor 64, who are on trial at Leeds Crown Court, deny murdering 33-year-old Kyle Bevan at the high security HMP Wakefield, West Yorkshire. Bevan was serving a life sentence for a minimum term of 28 years for murdering his stepdaughter when he was killed on the 4th of November last year. Jason Pitter, KC prosecutor, showed the number of jurors. Showed the jurors CCTV footage of Bevan entering his cell, followed by 3 defendants who said life. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the 3 defendants who he said life less than 5 minutes later. They left less than 5 minutes later. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into, but so Bevan originally from, okay, oh, so he's originally from So Bevan was jailed after murdering the 2-year-old Lola James in Pembrokeshire in 2020. At Bevan's trial, the court heard she had suffered 101 separate injuries to her body. On Thursday, prison officer Justin Barrett describes finding Bevan's body after intelligence emerged from another prison, that there was something wrong with him. He told the court, "I opened his prison door flap and checked, but to me he looked as if he was sleeping." Anyway, he was lying on his stomach and his hand facing this one side. So his head was facing one side from the distance. Couldn't quite see his face, but I could see that his head was tilting. He was lying on his stomach, one leg was off the bed, and his head was turned one way. To the left, he looked as if he was asleep. Okay, so he was already gone, but the prison officer thought he was asleep. Not going to go into that too much, but yes, he is gone, and there are a lot of people that are kind of, feel happy about that incident, that he is gone, because he, as it reads, I was sort of reading it, 101 injuries on this poor little girl. But guys, this happens these things are happening every day. It's not as if they're just happening once in a while. Every day these things are happening. I'm not going to read too much. We've only got 1 minute left, guys. We've also got, oh gosh, so man who stabbed partner to death after she told him the relationship was over, jailed for a minimum of 23 years. Clifton George, 45, was killed Annabella Rock, 46, in a fit of rage at their home in Stoke Newington, North London, on the night of the 16th of June last year. This report is Tuesday the 9th of June 2026 at 14:41 UK. So a man who killed his partner by stabbing her 31 times before blowing up their home has been jailed for life with a minimum of 23 years. So guys, yeah, there's just pure craziness going on all over the world. But guys, we are coming to the end of my show. So glad that you've joined me. So I'm so sorry I haven't even looked at I've not even looked at my page to see who was on. But guys, thank you so much. Let me click on here. John Michael. Lena Rose, big up yourself. John Michael, big up yourself. Yeah, guys. Yeah, I can't see anything. Right. Sorry, I'm just coming on my page. Why is it going on like this? Yeah. Right, but yes, guys, I've come to the end of my show, and I will be back next week. Just to let you know, Jerry P is not in today. He hopefully will be back next week. Look forward to seeing you all next week, guys. Make sure you have a great day. Have a great week. One love, one aim, one destiny. I'm Lady J.